ladies, what's going on?
What's happening?
What's
It's
happening?
cold weather.
You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I
Really?
love it. It's the perfect sleep. Oh my
Ooh,
gosh. Good
I'm
sleep.
a woman of a
perfect.
certain size, so we don't like a lot of clothes.
Oh,
But I
I'm
can
a
tell
woman
you,
of a certain size, and I need
I'm
my
a woman of a certain age, and I don't like clothes either because things start shooting fire shoot from all different directions on this body. I'm telling you that right now. There is
Oh
no
my
comfort. I'm probably the person you don't want to ride in my car because I'm gonna have the air conditioner on. And and you come in my house, Keisha, you've been in my house. My house is not warm at all. It's not.
I
goodness.
Like,
think my husband has, I think my husband has menopause because he's always hot too.
is he? Like, I think Keisha
Oh,
used
But
to
I
it.
like a cool house. I sleep better.
Me
he
I
is
too.
sleep
like
better.
the sun.
All that
He is
heat,
like the sun.
he like
He
the sun.
emits heat. Yeah, he's like the sun. If I need to warm up,
Yeah, that's what
Mhm.
I do to Keith though, Chauncey, because he's warm too. I think it must be a man thing. He's warm too, but that doesn't work well because mine's coming the wave, and when I start to feel mine's coming, oh, you got to get over there. You know what I mean? Because like I need all my space and parameter right, and like I bought a new ceiling fan, and the ceiling fan is like a helicopter, y'all, and that's gonna be whipping. With my poor little cats, they find place. They either hide under the bed or my other go and hide in my closet and go under the rack. I'm like, okay, you got fur, Dan. What up? What's going on? But
'Cause the cold.
lady, this topic is a really good one because if I think about this, I probably would have did this a long time ago when I was in the dating world back when. When you dating, do you think you should get a background check on the person that you're dating?
hmm,
Well, Celeste, your face says it all.
Because I do my own investigation. I will pay that dollar and investigate your behind online. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go in the rabbit hole all down all your social media. I want to know your cousin in them, your sister in them, or because people are not who they say they are. I
Right,
don't really
right.
care about details. I just want you to be grounded. I want you to be the family man. I want you to be the right name. I want you to. That's important to me. I don't want to wake up 5 years from now and go, I'm wanted. I'm really married in another state. I
It's
do
so
some
funny you say
unmentionable
that.
things.
It's so funny you
Huh?
say that, Celeste, because I just wish Jasmine was on here because she made a comment on another episode about, everything that her and CG did before they got married. You know what I mean? The things that, they looked at at each other. You know what I mean? So I think it's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence to find out what a person is doing. Because I think we just live in a time where I don't know. I think social media make people think there's something that they're not, but I can still find out what you are. You know what I mean? And I don't want to find out when the person come knocking on my door or the person with the badge asking if everybody come out with their hands
Mhm.
up. You know what I mean? I don't want to find out then. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. So Chauncey, what you think?
I
What was
think it's a
that?
good idea. Well, because I think I'm just grateful I don't have to do this. But I think it's a good idea on one aspect, but I think that it cannot be necessary if you get to the point in your relationship, like you were saying about CG and Jaslyn, right? So now we're a couple, we are headed in a certain direction.
Mhm.
Let's sit here together and pull up our credit report so I can see what you are, where you are, and you can see where I am, and we're together, right? Now, I may not know your social, but I see you putting your social in, and your date of birth should match. That should match your ID. Do you know? I know Billy. Kimmy and I grew up with my husband. We
Mhm.
all grew up, we were children together. But
Children.
when he and I ran into each other again 23 years later and then began to date and before we got married, the first night we were out, you know what I said? Can I see your driver's license? To
Is
a
that
person I
how it
already
is?
knew.
Of course.
And so in a sense, I do think that it should be done. But like I said, it just don't waste it on every person that you go out with. You got to trust your instinct and put yourself in certain scenarios so that you can know something about them. I don't need to know peanut in them. But if I go to a family event and I see you around the people, then I know who your peoples is. And now I might see that I dated your cousins.
If Peanut is a murderer, I ain't trying to mess with none of y'all. I ain't fitting to mess with none of y'all.
So that's how I see it. So
I'm sorry.
I think it is a good idea at a certain point, but your own investigation. If you have to do a background check on somebody that you're doing like criminal background check stuff, you shouldn't be dating that person. You shouldn't be with that person.
Oh, y'all are funny. I think that I think that you should to a certain degree. I think we have all done it. In our time, it wasn't the social media, but you asked a friend about that person, or you met the family, or you kind of watch that person and see that. Now, I think that it's important to look at the social media and check that person out. Ask some questions. I don't see anything wrong with that. But my question would be, well, what do you do if you like that person and you find and you do all that, do a deep background check? What do you do with that?
Exactly.
And you find bad stuff and you
what
say
do
to
you
yourself,
what do you do
thank
with
you,
it?
Jesus, that you saved me from a life of hell that could be coming.
No.
Oh, but I'm in
Because a lot of
love.
people don't do it, Kim. A lot of people do not.
We check in before. I don't want to even fall for you.
Right.
Okay, yeah. That's like, what if you have fallen for that person, but you found okay.
No, we ain't falling nowhere.
So I guess what you're saying is you better do the check before you go on and go rolling up with that person, because then you can get feelings involved and then you lured into it.
And there's a difference. If you're transparent with me and I'm transparent with you, and it's something that's not morally inappropriate for me, I can rock with you, because the people change, people go through things. But what you're not fit to do is tell me you play with little girls' booties, and then we go to no, I can't rock with that. There's some things, I'm sorry, y'all. There's some things that is just not going to be acceptable. It's just not.
Right.
And those are the things that I don't care what stage we're at. Feelings or no feelings. I'll be done singing that song out the door. Feelings. Oh, I'm out. Because I know that it's going to come up, it's going to trickle up, it's going to bubble up. I'm going to watch you. It's going to be,
girl.
I'm sorry.
Of course you're gonna Google a person. That's the least you're gonna do is Google to see what their name is all about.
Yes.
But I'm like, Chauncey, after you do that, you want to know, let's get some deeper stuff. What's going on with your, what's going on with your credit? What's going on with whatever in your life? You need to know this.
Right, because what would be more strange for me is to be with a person who's not on social media. Okay. Don't have no family. So then now those are already flags, right? You don't have nobody.
You ain't tie me up in
you don't have
pieces.
No friends, and you're not on social media.
I don't look good in little pieces. You ain't gonna tie me up in little pieces, and nobody can find you.
Down in the basement.
Sign of you. No.
Let me tell you. Go ahead, Chauncey.
So, and I think, because when we think about Shirley Strawberry.
Oh yeah.
And her situation, right? So what did you do? Did you not do a background check? Did you not meet his people? You have to be very thorough to be able to have fake friends, fake family. Everybody in your life ain't real. Or everybody on the con. Like, nobody. It's when you meet Auntie and them at the cookout, they're gonna be like, girl, what about his record? Girl, you know this?
They sure do. They blinking like this. Telling you to run.
So when you run into people, because usually that's what's going to take you down. It's because if you've been lying, the Thanksgiving dinner is going to expose what you've been up to. Okay, because somebody in the family, I know my family, don't come to the Austin family and think that you been living a criminal life. Like, I've been in plenty of situations where family members, people start exposing them at dinners, you know what I mean? And then the dinner end, you know what I mean? Because arguments break out. So don't do
Eric was good for telling an old story, and you turn around and you look at it like, are you really doing that right now? However embarrassing, right? So you add 5 of the different family members at a big enough event, you're gonna kind of know the history right there, or it's at least gonna
right
have you
there,
prompted to have a certain type of conversation or
Exactly.
whatever. Because somebody
right
gonna tell you.
there, right there, right there. And I'm telling you, Josh, you hit a point. Family, the family is the biggest aha that you learn about a person.
Oh yeah.
That's why
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I want to be around people in their family. When people don't want you around their family, it
Bing,
ain't
bing,
just
bing,
about the
bing,
family.
run. Run. All I gotta
Mhm.
say is you mess around and listen to their BS, because I ain't gonna lie, you know, I was, y'all know I've been married before. Let me tell you the first red flag I really got about my ex was the family. You know what I mean? The family of saying that we don't want to go to that function because, you know, it's something wrong with them. You know what I mean? No, it's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Because grandmom always is going to slip and tell something. You know what I mean? So it's always obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's
And
always
grandma
obvious.
and grandma not slipping. She telling on purpose. Because
My
they so
grandma would
honest,
tell
they
on
go,
purpose. My grandma and my
oh, with
dad,
my
you know that, Chauncey. Don't come around
Well,
Nate Austin and
yeah,
think that you're going to get a pass, because that is never going to happen.
Look,
my
you get in the
mother-in-law,
kitchen and they're like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
my mother-in-law was very,
And then,
very
hey,
clear.
honey, don't come back. That's not
My
what you want.
mother-in-law was a woman first, and she sat there and gave all the tea.
listen.
Thank God I had the tea, because she was giving it. You know he got a son. You know he got this. You know, I was like, ma'am, yep, yeah, big time.
Dated a guy one
I'm-
time that had an earring in his ear. You
Mhm.
talking the mid 80s, y'all. And I said, before we went in my grandmother's house, I said, listen, my cousins and stuff, they have earrings. I said, so we just put a little band-aid over your ear when you go in, because you don't want to have an earring in around her. I ain't doing that. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what. So that was number one, because I knew after that he wasn't gonna be around no more. But we was already there. And when we got into my grandmother's house, and she saw it, and then she said, "Excuse me, sir."
Ah,
Not
And
the
he
sir.
said, "Yeah." Listen, you knew my grandmother, very
I knew
southern
her
polite.
very well.
Yes. And she said, "But is you sure?" And he said, "Am I sure?" And she said, "Yeah, is you sure? Is you sure?" And he was like, "Sure about what? Is you sure you a man, or is you sure you a lady with that earring in your ear?"
that's how they talk. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
So
right.
he was offended. He was offended. And I'm like,
don't
yeah,
be
but
offended.
But
Don't
here's
be
the
offended.
thing. I warned you in advance. You disrespected the kind warning that I gave you. That was the first sign, right? And then the second sign is now you want to cuss out. You think you're gonna cuss out grandma? And he
You
knew
really
better
think so?
but it told me everything that I need to know
That was
about him.
good
And I was
enough.
only,
That's
only
right.
16, right? So there are all
Hell, you
kinds
should
of
have just
signs.
told them uncles and cousins you guys, is you crazy to even think about cussing out grandma? He gonna be dead.
Well, he wasn't. Like I said, I see he wanted to, but then I see that he saw he couldn't. But all of that could have been avoided had you just
If
been
you
respectful enough. I was saying to you, I didn't have a problem with
if
it,
you
but
listen.
we were coming somewhere, someone of a different generation. But that told me everything, right?
Yeah,
But I will tell
that was
you,
your saving grace, because that's what it was. It was your saving grace.
that saves you. That saves.
I don't have a problem with, you know, I think maybe I'm wrong. Y'all jump in and tell me, because maybe somebody else skull drag me. I don't think women have a problem with being more transparent and telling about situations unless you want to run. But I think that we talk about, you know, okay, well, I'm struggling in my credit because so and so happened to me. I'm trying to get it back together. You know what I mean? I'm switching jobs because I had a problem there. I'm doing this. You know, I think we are more forefront than most men is, because they take it as something that is like against them. You know what I mean? But we all go through struggles. You know what I mean? We all go through things that you know, put us on pause and make us have to reevaluate and start over, or so on and so on. So I don't think it's nothing wrong, because if you want somebody the way you want them, you should be able to know everything about them, correct?
Right.
And we this may be going too deep because I
So would you get offended? Would you get offended if they Googled in background us?
Not at
You?
all.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
Not
But
at
here's
all.
the thing. I think it goes back to what I was saying about even in the credit situation, right? So you've gotten to a certain point in your relationship. So I think why not be honest with that person
Right.
before you do it? I'm not going to sneak and do the background check about you. Hey, we're sitting here together. Let's Google each other and see what we come up with. Let's find out what we can about each other right here in front of each other. Much more transparent can you be than that? Right.
When they get up and leave in the middle of that, you just know there was something that you didn't need.
But that's really what's happening now in the dating world. There's a couple of things that we come, I know it sounds corny, y'all, but you got your COVID card, you got your last test, because I need you to go get tested, or we can do a date and get
I
tested.
was getting ready to go into that, Celeste. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get tested. You got a COVID shot, and you can give me your background check, your credit report,
I
whatever
was
it is.
getting ready to go into that.
With the
Well, that should be called we know our status. Everyone
exactly
know what their status.
That's right. Because if we're dating with intention, then we need to disclose those things. And if you're not willing to disclose those things, then we're not on the same
wavelength. And that's for both of our safety. If I'm going to be honest,
exactly.
With me, that's for both of our safety.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just saw this TikTok video, and I also saw this NBA player. You know what I mean? It's like he's now involved with men and things like that. Like, yo, this is the times that we live in. No, really, this is the times we live in. If you're out here in the dating world, you don't know if somebody is, being intertwined with something that's their fantasy. That is not something that you're going to agree upon. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. That's very true.
And think about that. Is not something.
Be honest. Be very honest about that.
Be very honest about that.
Okay.
Yo, if you like my booty and you like this man booty, hell, look, I don't want no parts of that. You see what I'm saying? But some people may be down for that. And I saw this young girl today. She had to get this off of her chest. She said, "I am HIV positive." She said, "And I got it from my children's father. And I've been involved with him for 4 years." She said, "And it comes to be that he has been with men before he was even involved with her." And didn't tell this woman anything.
Totally unfair. That's fair.
Be fair. Be honest with people. Be fair. Because then you take away the power that the persons have to say, "I don't want this." You see what I'm saying? I don't want this. And because I don't want this, you have to respect that. I don't want this. You know what I mean? So I think this is a good episode. Go ahead,
no is not the first thing that you can hear. So if I say no, that I'm not interested in dating you, I don't want to go any further. No, I don't want to have sex with you. No, I don't want. I used to tell my kids growing up, what's the worst thing you can hear? And they're like, no isn't the worst thing you can hear. You may not like it.
Repeat that again, Chauncey. Repeat that again, because that's huge.
No is not the worst thing you can hear. But how about, hello, miss, you're HIV positive? That's a hell of a lot worse than no.
Because something you can't never get rid of. You know what I mean?
I wish I'm too old for that to be going to the clinic.
Listen,
people have done that though, Celeste. People have taken people out because of that, and that's more common than it's not now. Because when you look on the news and you wonder why a dude ran up in that place, because look.
And to be transparent with me and mine, even after we were married, because we were married a year and a half after we got together, but because we had gotten together and because it can take up to 7 years for HIV to show up.
Yeah,
I was still my status test several years into my marriage. Not because I thought anything different, just because something from the past can still come to today.
Come to you and you don't even know. You ain't got no control over that. You in a bad situation. You see what I'm saying? And then your kids in a bad situation. You just really out. You know what I mean? So I think this was a really good episode. I know we joked around, but this is some serious stuff. You know what I mean? You can put yourself in a situation where You know my favorite line: "Put yourself on borrowed time, messing with somebody who is all jacked up." You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you can have control of who you messing with. You know what I mean? And I'm a dig. If I was single, I'm going dig. So, but I'm not single. But I'm just saying, if I was single, I'll be digging. You know, because
And the thing is, I've never been the type. I never wanted to be the type to have to be Inspector Gadget. I don't want to have to look. I don't want to have to search. I don't. If I become that person because who I am and how I've been trained to investigate, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole. And if you're looking for something, you're always gonna find it.
I'm
So
going back to rabbit hole. I'm probably gonna go to the tip of hell because I'm gonna find out what's been going on. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm going to find out what's been going
And
on.
it's not that I don't want to know. I don't want to become that person. So
Right.
let's
I
be
agree.
front. So I
And
don't
I don't
have
consider
to be.
myself a newsy type of person because that's just not my thing. Because I'm really kind of introverted, stay to myself. But if you make me go there, best believe.
Don't mean I.
Yeah. Good episode, ladies.
All right.
Any final words?
Well,
I would say do your due diligence and be fair.
Like
That's
that.
it. Be fair.
I say do it together,
Mhm.
and then you'll know if that's a person that you're even willing to be with.
Celeste?
Well, I say I'm not good at loving unconditionally. I'm still working on that. So let's avoid all of this heartache. Let's do it at the beginning. Give me the opportunity to make a decision. I'm not as critical as I sound. I can rock with a lot of things, but there's some things that are deal breakers. So I need to find that out at the beginning.
And my
If
final
you won't
words
tell
is,
me, I'm gonna look.
my final words is F around and find out. So that's all I got to say. No, that's my final word. So
Yeah.
joining me tonight is
It's your girl Celeste.
I'm Chauncey.
And I'm Keisha.
Keisha. Can you say your line because it's appropriate?
And remember, if you want less stress, stay out of other people's mess.
And I'm your girl Kimmy. So join us next week when we put a new episode out on Wednesday. And the ladies of Chit Chat Sis always appreciate you guys. And we are always here, never to offend, but to always to educate. So have a good week on purpose and take care.